Hello everyone, it's your favourite Atomic Blonde here. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. We made it, it's Christmas Eve. I think I'm still a little bit drunk from last night. I had a fantastic time out in London. But yeah, it was a little bit late and there was quite a lot of champagne on the go. So the hat's a bit wonky, there we go. That's better. So that's just going to bother me, off stream, sorry. Yes, definitely still a little bit drunk, I think. So got a bit of to try and balance it out. I hope you're all having a fantastic Christmas Eve and all ready for the big day. I've got my shopping arriving in a couple of hours, and once that's here, everything is done and I can put my feet up and watch those Christmas films. So, but just wanted to jump on the stream, so it'll probably be quite a short one. As I said, just to say like happy Christmas. And thank everybody that has supported the channel this year and last year. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I had quite a few join me when I was reviewing the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials. Got the biggest anticlimax of the year. The one thing I was really, really looking forward to. I was so excited, and it was just a damp squib. It's like, boof. I don't know if anybody saw the RTD, Russell T Davies documentary, well, like the interview thing on BBC. I think it was Imagine, it's called, and got Alan Yentob interviewing RTD and basically covering his career. So it's quite interesting in that sense, you know, because obviously he's written some great stuff. And as we've discovered, not so great stuff recently. It's quite interesting, and you know, you sort of see his ego in full effect. But you know, it does talk about his husband, which is very, very tragic and sad. And I think that's definitely had an impact on his writing. But yeah, he was basically saying like pretty much what you see on the screen is like the first draft. That's it. And a lot of the ideas I have been mulling around my head for like 20 or 30 years. Hence why I could just write them, and hence probably why the Doctor Who 60th specials are so rubbish, because they certainly haven't been in his head for 30 years. Been there for about 5 minutes, and boy, did that show. And you know, talking of Doctor Who, as you know, oh, Santa's lunch. See what I did there, people? Oh, amazing. Yeah, so you gotta love a bit of woke on woke crime, haven't you? Or you know, so yeah, after the giggle, there was articles around being racist and the whole by this virtue signal that they thought they could do for months or years around having the first gay black doctor or queer black doctor or whatever. Yeah, there's articles come out saying it was basically racist that they didn't kill off David Tennant. And now you still got the white doctor running around, and it diminishes the impact or the importance of having a black doctor. And you know, I guess there's something in that. You know, every other doctor has effectively died, but oh, not this one. No. The white man spawns a black guy. That's absolutely hilarious. Well done there, like destroying the legacy of regeneration, so you can get the word "bi" in there, and basically just getting a load of backlash saying how racist you are for not killing off the white doctor and diminishing the importance of the black doctor. So well done there, RTD. And then the other hilarious thing is obviously we've got New Rose, trans character, and obviously he's a big champion of that, and that's absolutely fine. But he was saying that he's going to be casting Helena Bonham Carter in the new Ncuti episodes. My money's on she might be the new Missy, because she's as mad as a box of frogs, same as Michelle Gomez, who I absolutely love, but that woman is bonkers. Yeah, so he's going to be casting her apparently. And in record time, X was there going, RTD, I can't believe you're going to cast a TERF. I'm not going to be watching anymore. And And I saw quite a few people challenge things, saying, "Okay, well, what she said, what makes her a TERF?" And classic outrage on Twitter turns around and says, "Well, she hasn't said anything." but she had the audacity to come out and say, J.K. Rowling is entitled to her opinion. I mean, outrageous, because clearly just saying, I don't think she said whether she supported her view or not. I don't think she did, but she just sort of said, she's entitled to her opinion, and I don't think it's fair for people like sending her death threats. And apparently that makes you a TERF in these days. Sort of saying, I don't think it's cool to threaten someone's life makes you a TERF. So who knew? But, you carry on pandering. You just pander harder, RTD. Because as we all know, whatever you do, it's never enough for the crowd. And he's finding out the hard way. So he's trying to do all these things. And, one misstep and you're toast, basically. So, so I can't wait to see, because apparently there's going to be a lot of queerness and I guess woke in the new seasons of Doctor Who. So let's see who he manages to offend by trying to virtue signal, shall we? I think that's going to be interesting. And obviously we've got the Christmas Day special tomorrow, which I won't be watching. I'll get around to it next week. I am going to be watching Ricky Gervais' Armageddon instead, which I'm very much looking forward to. And the Ghost Christmas special, as I discussed in my last video, so go check that out. It's on the channel. Well, karma's a bitch, as they say. So well done, RTD. Let's see if you can piss off in the new year. So I mean, Christmas Eve traditions in this house. There's always three films that I always watch Christmas Eve. Don't watch them before, don't watch them after, have to be watched on Christmas Eve. In this order as well. So we start off with Scrooged, Bill Murray classic, obviously, at the time. I mean, this was like 80-something, 88 maybe. But a modern updated telling of Christmas Carol, and Bill Murray plays the kind of Scrooge character, but Frank Cross, TV exec. Absolutely love this film. The Ghost of Christmas Present, he just beats the crap out of him, is just brilliant, and hits him with the toaster. Absolutely love it. And when he does his Richard Burton impression, spot on. Absolutely love it. Followed by National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I'm not a massive fan of the other National Lampoon's films, and it's quite funny how the ages of the children keeps changing, and sometimes Rusty's older than his sister, and then he's younger in this one. And obviously Juliet plays one, and the guy who plays is now in Big Bang. Makes you feel really, really old watching this, but I absolutely love it. I think these films I can literally speak along to word for word, same as my Elf, like before the joke comes. I can say it. And the most overcooked Christmas turkey on earth. Snot's the dog, who's amazing. I have a Rottweiler when I was younger, and they are the most amazing dogs. They are so lovable. They get a bad rap, but they're basically like oversized Labradors. They just have no comprehension of their size whatsoever. So that whole bit when he's under the dinner table, completely relate to that. It's like crash about and just take things out, with their sheer bulk, bless them. But they have hearts of gold. And finally, rounding out the evening is always It's a Wonderful Life, which famously bombed at the cinema when it came out back in God knows when. But now is an absolute classic. And of course, I will be watching the black and white version, not the colorized version. got to be authentic, black and white, all the way. So these are the absolute 3 for Christmas Eve. And tomorrow, Christmas morning, will be Scrooge, the Albert Finney musical version that always goes on while doing breakfast, Christmas Day breakfast. That's I say I'm not really a musical person. I'm not a big fan of musicals, but I do like they're mostly acting with a little bit of singing, and the acting by Albert Finney in this film is brilliant. You know, he was quite young when he made it, and obviously playing like an old Scrooge, absolutely fantastic. He's one of the best performances of Ebenezer Scrooge or ever see. So it is on Prime. You can watch it for free on Prime, Amazon Prime. I think all of these are either on Prime, Sky, Netflix, you know, so you should be able to find all these films on one of those channels for free. If you know, I expect most people probably own these, as I do as well. So yeah, that will be my Christmas Eve, and I always get a Chinese as well. I don't know how that tradition started, but yeah, like it's probably like back in the 80s when the only takeaway you could get was like Chinese. I think it was Chinese or fish and chips. I mean, I think it started there with like getting Chinese takeaway, but it's stuck my whole life that we just have Chinese Christmas Eve. When I was a bit younger, that actually meant going out to a restaurant Christmas Eve and onto a pub or something. These days, you know, a bit older, just get a takeaway in, feet up, glass of fizz, eating pork dumplings while watching It's a Wonderful Life. Like, it doesn't get much better than that. It is a wonderful life. So absolutely fabulous. Thank you very much. Cheers. Happy Christmas. Yeah, so as I was talking about last week on the show, what have we got in store next year? And yeah, and I said, like, are there even going to be any studios? And then we had the rumors coming out, or the stuff coming out this week, that Paramount and Warner Brothers may be merging. But apparently the box office bomb that everybody predicted of Aquaman 2. See, when pretty much everybody says, I'm not going to go watch this film if you keep said actress in it, and they completely ignore you, this is the result. And also announcing you've got a brand new universe coming, so this film is kind of pointless. It's not going to connect to anything. There's not going to be a follow-on. That doesn't really, you know, get people to go to the cinema to see it. But, you know, so, but yeah, apparently this is that put the merger in jeopardy. Dun, dun, dun. So we shall see. But I think, you know, in terms of finances and all that kind of thing, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So they may just have to go along with it. So that'll be an interesting turn of events. And, you know, who's out of 2 studios that are heavily in debt, who's probably the least amount in debt? So is that going to be Warner's sort of taking over Paramount? It's like whose management structure is going to stay and who's going to go? Going to be interesting. And Warner Brothers then obviously owning the Star Trek IP, which will be interesting. And hopefully the merger might mean that they can avoid some contracts. Secret Hideout, let's hope, and get Terry Matalas on the case and making his Star Trek legacy that we're all crying out for, rather than Starfleet Safe Space. Or I think we've still got to suffer. Oh God, what is it? What's it? 31, whatever it's called. Who cares? I mean, I love Michelle Yeoh. I just don't know why she's putting us, you know, a name against this nonsense, but hey ho, I'm sure it pays well, and don't blame her. So yeah, I guess watch this space and then see what happens with those studios, and say what that means for certain IPs. Hopefully some good could come out of it. We shall have, if it even happens. Like you say, apparently it's in jeopardy right now, so who knows? And of course, my favorite topic on Topic Pop Chat, Disney continues to implode. Wish is absolutely cratered. You've got Jonathan Majors being found guilty, so that's the whole of the MCU out the window. We have seen the rumored casting of the Fantastic Four, which actually doesn't look too bad, apart from Pedro, don't see it myself. Pascal, really don't see him as Reed Richards, and the guy playing Ben seems a bit scrawny for it, but you know, they can do CGI muscles, I guess. But generally, you know, but I think Johnny and is great casting. The guy from Stranger Things and Sue Storm, that's very good casting as well. So, you know, 50%, not bad. And again, we'll have to wait and see how that plays out, because at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to the story. And you know, it's a slam dunk. People have been crying out for a good fan, but look at the last Fantastic Four film was absolutely dire. And again, I think there was a lot of studio interference, just rubbish. So yeah, and then if the rumors are true with the X-Men film, they're going to make it woman-centric. You're like, are you freaking kidding me? Have you learned nothing? Now, don't get me wrong, the female characters in the X-Men are great characters. So if they can actually leave the characters alone and just portray them as is, them taking front and center would be okay, you know. But again, it has to be a strong story. But don't start, you know, mucking around with the characters and Storm and Jean and all of that and making them strong women, because they're already strong women and they don't need to be women, you know. Yeah, so I don't think any of us are holding our breath on this one. We're just going to have to wait and see what we get. But we have obviously got Deadpool 3 coming next year. Very excited about that. It's a shame that got delayed, but hopefully that'll be good. Obviously, Deadpool, great film. Deadpool 2, okay, you know, still made me chuckle. But having like Hugh Jackman coming in as Wolverine is just brilliant. So I'm really looking forward to that. Fingers crossed. There won't be too much Disney interference, but again, wouldn't hold my breath. And then the absolute belter this week was the new South Park. Not for children. Oh my God. I literally was like that, laughing my arse off. Absolutely brilliant. Taking the pee out of OnlyFans, influencers, the energy drinks, and just the whole. It's just one classic line where they're at the school. They basically find out one of the teachers has an OnlyFans site. So there's a whole like parent-teacher meeting. And the parents basically just sort of turn, and then sort of like, you know, well, you know, you need to monitor what your children get up to, and you know, monitor the sites. And they're like, that's not our job. The kids are your responsibility. The parents say to the teachers, which is an absolute testament to modern parenting, right? Or their lack thereof. That it's actually the school's responsibility to be checking what the kids are doing, not the parents' responsibility. Absolutely brilliant. I got this whole thing around Creed, the energy drink, Cred, which tastes like arse apparently, and it's just full of additives, and it's literally says on it not for children, but it's marketed to children by influencers on YouTube. It's just a fantastic episode. Absolutely knocked it out of the park again. The two absolute bangers. So we had Pandaverse. Now we've got like Not for Children. Absolutely brilliant. Those guys are just so good at just tapping into the zeitgeist and what is going on and just saying it how it is. And what I love, like, you know, the older they get, they you know, they haven't dulled it back. They haven't ever worried about any criticism. If anything, they just dial it up the older they get and just say it how they see it. And it's just so refreshing to watch something that just sort of points out the bonkersness of the world that we live in now. And they just don't care, and they just put it out there. And every time you're like, oh my God, they're so right. And I just wish that more comedians had the balls to come out and say things how they are. I mean, you've got a handful, like say you got Dave Chappelle, you've got Ricky Gervais, and again, it's because they got FU money, right? They can just, they're not trying to make their career. So if they get cancelled, they're like, bothered. You know, I've got so many millions in the bank. Oh no, I could never work again. Oh, tragic. But it's a shame that you have to have FU money to be able to make comedy these days, and or you know, like Elon, you know, that you can just say only money gives you freedom of speech because you haven't got to worry about getting cancelled, which is really, really sad. And we're on a slippery slope, as these guys keep pointing out. You know, the moment you start putting rules around language, we're in big trouble. So, you know, because things, even though these things are always put in with best intentions, and I get it, absolutely. But, you know, people say stuff in the heat of the moment, or, you know, people are just entitled to say what they think. You don't have to agree with it. And people have the right to offend you. It's it's just how the world is, and that's how it should be, you know, and people just need to toughen up a bit, to be honest. But yeah. Anyway, let's not get on a downer on this Christmas Eve. Go check out South Park. You won't regret it. Prepare to, like, once you, there's an image, and once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. It's going to be in your eyeballs. And I was literally like that, going, oh my God. Hilarious. And if you haven't seen Pandaverse, why not? Get your ass down to that sofa, get on Paramount, and go watch it right now. And just remember, put a woman in it, make a gay, make a lame. Recipe for disaster. And that has to be the meme of the year. Put a chick in it, make a gay, make a lame. Absolute gold. South Park gold. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Because I just wanted to jump on, say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope you're all having fun. If you're by yourself, it's not the end of the world. Honestly, I'm going to be actually on my own tomorrow, as I've kind of done all the family stuff in the run up and seeing all my friends, and I cannot wait to put my feet up tomorrow, do my roast duck, and chill, not have to go anywhere. I'm probably going to spend the day in my pajamas. In fact, I bought some very Crimbo-y pajamas, got like polar bears on it and all kinds of like snowflakes and stuff. I know. So I'm very, very looking forward to that. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's been a crazy year, busy year. I've had a fantastic time. Obviously, I had an amazing trip in October. I'm very lucky, very blessed to have been able to do that. I don't take it for granted, as I don't take you guys for granted. So thank you for all your support. Love you loads, guys. Merry Christmas, and have a good one. Probably next week, as I say, I'll probably do maybe a roundup of my hits and misses of 2023, and a roundup or summary of things I've been talking about in terms of what I'm looking forward to next year. So have a great Christmas. So probably will be talking to you before New Year's Eve, but if I don't for any reason, have a great New Year as well, and cannot wait to be chatting to you next year, continuing to grow the channel. Have a great one, and you know what's coming. Please like, share, and subscribe. Really, really appreciate it. So have a great Crimbo, everybody. Look at me trying to multitask and failing miserably. There we go. Have a great one. Merry Christmas.